Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Chris Doyle. I'm coming in to you from Tennessee, actually the western part of the state, and we're excited you're here on the Ariix Zoom meetings that we're doing now while we're all in, I guess, isolation. I don't know what we call this. I mean, we're all confined now. Most people are not traveling much, but it's been interesting being a part of a company that I've been able to work from home. I never realized how many people this was going to affect. It didn't really affect my business a whole lot. It did cut down on some of the places I was planning to meet with and some of the people we're seeing in Arkansas, but because of Zoom, our business has continued to thrive and actually grown. So I like this slide because I've been thinking about it a lot. Maybe even though for us, the opportunity company is what's been our slogan for over 8 years. I think sometimes we forget what that opportunity means. Ariix is nothing more than a way for the average American, the average person who wants to build a business, whether it be a stay-at-home mom who wants to just subsidize an income, or someone like me that's a full-time opportunity. I've been full-time with the company now for 7 years. I've been full-time in the industry for 18 years, so I've worked from home for 18 years. I just never thought about that what was going to happen in our country, and I should say the world, to really make such a difference in my life, because it really, all it's done for me is made me stay at the house more and work more on the computer. And I realized how much more I was able to do from that. And I'm really not a tech person. Todd will laugh about me a lot because I'm not that high tech person. But what we're going to do today is we're going to share with you a way, in business. My background is business. Let me kind of go back, and I'm going to give you 60 seconds on me. For most of my life, I've worked for myself. I owned a business where I employed over 450 people at one point. It's kind of odd because many people are now talking about the NAFTA agreement, how we're now, United States is dependent on China for too much. And that all started back when the NAFTA agreement. Now I was in the garment industry, and I lost my company due to NAFTA. And I found myself looking for a way. As a business owner, I was looking for what I call a risk reward opportunity. I didn't want employee problems again. I had dealt with that. But I also didn't want high risk. And so when I joined the network marketing industry, it was all to do with the fact of something that someone blackmailed me into looking at something that made some sense when I got there. And I think if you'll open your mind, if you have a business mind at all, you will learn that risk versus reward is all we are in the network marketing business. It is work, and there's not any question about it. It takes work. But the neat part is if you build a residual-based income, when others are trying to figure out how to get to work, your income can continue. And that's what if there's anything that I'm getting out of what's going on in our country and our world today, is that, man, we were in the right place because we had built a residual-based income. But I want you to know that what we're going to share with you today could be different things. For some of you, it may be just a way to feel better. Maybe it be a way to build your immunity system. Maybe be a way to get rid of some inflammation. For me, it was more energy. When I first started with this company, I needed more energy, and I needed to lose some weight. I had some health issues that had caused me to gain a lot of weight over the years because of medications I've been taking. So any one of these things, we're going to share with you what could be a part of what you're interested in. And then it may be something that, any segment. You could be interested in the business side. You could just be in the health side. I started for the business side. Oddly enough, the first person I'm going to talk to was here he's got a part of the business side, but he started for the product side. So what would it mean to have more money? I see the new house and all that. For me, it's just controlling my own future. It controls my own time. It gives me the opportunity to literally build an income stream, and I decide when I go to work, when I go on vacation. So that's all it's about for me. For every person, it'll be a little different. But in order to make that work, you've got to have a company that has not only got a great compensation plan and great ownership and a way to do that, but you've got to have a company that's got products that really sell outside the network, selling to people that make a difference in their lives. And one of the first people that I'm going to interview is from Arkansas, many of you know Richard's story. I met Richard years ago in another business. We were actually in the same network marketing company together years ago. And I've only been in 2 companies. This is only my second time. But Richard was only interested in our product. He started out here only interested in product. Owns a big real estate company. I don't know how many rental properties. I mean, over 50 or 60 rental houses he has. Owned a car lot, so an auction house. So he's a very busy guy. But he was really interested in the product. So Richard, why don't you just kind of tell people how you got started here about 18 months ago?
Okay, Chris. Yeah, I got a call from a nurse friend of ours that was in that same business about 4 years ago that tried to get me on the Ariix products. And I was just very overweight then, but I didn't have major health problems. And so I turned her down. And then about 18 months ago, she calls me back. And she didn't know I needed her to call me then, because I'd been having some, at age 56, I was falling apart. I mean, I was having some concerns. And so I bought a Transform Pack C. That's what she recommended. And so I've got it. It was the drops, the Rejuvenex tablets, and the MOA. And I got on that. I lost 60 pounds my first 60 days. And everybody started wanting what I had. I mean, I'd go into Walmart and I said, man, you look good. I said, well, I got this Transform Pack C. Well, how can I get it? I said, well, I don't know. I'll have to call Tina Talbert, let her order it for you. Because I was not going to do the business, Chris. I had too much going on, too busy, I thought. And, but you know, everywhere I went, people wanted it. And so I lost another 25 pounds that second set of 60 days. And in February, after my second trip to Salt Lake City, I've been doing the business ever since.
And you actually went ahead and shut down your car lot because you saw the opportunity here to build residual-based income instead of relying on selling a car here and there. You was really more interested in building residual income. Would you agree with that?
That's correct. I shut down the car lot, and I got an auction house. I pretty well shut that down, just doing the state auctions now. Actually, I've got a pretty large real estate company, several agents all over the state of Arkansas. And my oldest daughter, Heather, she's the executive broker and office manager. I have turned all the sales agents over to her because of the Ariix opportunity. I had to free up some time to do this business. I have now set a goal to go full time, turn all the real estate business, all the rental properties, everything over to my kids.
Well, I think what people need to understand is that it's okay if you start out just wanting to try the products and see what they do for you. But for me, as I told you, I was here for the business side. But here's a guy that saw Richard Tuggle, and we call him the two Richards over there. It's Richard Hawkins II, who's now, I guess, is over 100 pounds of weight loss. I wasn't sure if he was able to join us. He's also a financial planner. And obviously with stock markets like they are in the U.S., he has had, I'm sure, more calls and he knows what to do with. Richard Hawkins, were you able to join with us this morning? He told me he wasn't sure he could get in this morning. I knew that he had a lot of appointments. But here's the thing. This is a guy who also went and said, I'm not interested in the business side, but I need to lose some weight. I need to feel better. And now has lost over 100 pounds and his life has changed. He has actually lost more weight. He's thinner now than he was when he got married. His wife said, I don't even know who this guy is anymore because he's actually lost less, he's less than he was when he met his wife. But I'm going to go to see Susan. Susan's one of my favorite stories, one of my favorite people in the whole state of Arkansas because of her heart, her giving, what she really is interested in. When I met Susan, it was last June. And I'm doing product stories to begin with because I want you to understand that if you don't have products that work, then all the rest of it is futile. It doesn't matter. Susan, you're still with us?
I'm here.
Glasgow. Susan is someone who had multiple surgeries. I'm not going to steal her story, but Susan, we see pictures of you here, and I don't want to give the wrong impression. You certainly used a wheelchair to get around on vacation, but it wasn't like you were confined to a wheelchair. So I don't want to make people get the wrong idea here.
Right. I think the big thing that people should look at in that picture is look at the difference in my coloring. I'd look at that and I think, wow, I cannot get over my coloring. That's just unreal. We had actually gone to the Ark and I had to be drugged to get there and be in a wheelchair the entire time that we were there. I could be up about 10 minutes at home, Chris, and then I'd have to sit down for about an hour. It was just really a hard life. I had gotten to where I just was feeling very, I'd just been praying that God would give me a life back. And I just feel like these amazing products have given me my life back. They reduced my inflammation. I had a knee surgery that had gone wrong, and I had a knee that was about 3 times the size of my other knee. And in 5 weeks, these products removed every ounce of that inflammation that I had in there. And I had actually had to go to the guru to get it scheduled to have that knee taken out. And now that's not going to have to happen. So
you call it get your life back. Would that be a good way to put it?
Definitely. I got my life back. I had severe fibro. I have asthma, chronic fatigue, insomnia. I mean, I just had a multitude of issues going on. So this has combated everything that I had. Now I still have some issues, but when you go from where I was to where I am now, all you can do is give God the glory for putting these products in front of you, and know, and start, counting your blessings, and know that when you do that, that your whole life can turn around. And that has certainly happened with me.
And how much weight have you lost?
Oh, that's just my bonus. That's not even my big deal. I've lost 61 pounds.
So I want people to realize she got to feeling better long before the weight came off. So I want to make this disclaimer though, guys. We don't heal, treat, or diagnose anything. Susan used some products that made a difference with her. It got her up moving, doing some things, and got rid of some of her inflammation. And the bottom line is that, the body was able to heal itself when given some of the proper things. And that's really all we're trying to share here. We don't have any kind of a concoction that's made up to try to make you believe that it's just going to be a miracle. It takes time to make things change in your body, but she saw some real results quickly. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And, I had made you a promise, because we were very skeptical. We tried almost everything, and these products work. I mean, they truly work. And I had told you that I would share with people if they worked. And then it got to the point where we thought, we can't keep this to ourselves. We've got to share this. So we care and share. And my husband decided to get in the business. He had been home with me for 4 years. I was so bad he couldn't work. He had to be here for me. So he either had the option of going back to the traditional job market, or to go and do this business full time. And that was our decision. And I am so grateful that we have that opportunity to do that.
Well, since you inspire so many, you're one of my favorite stories, because I remember the first day Todd and I met with you. We actually were together that day when you were a pretty desperate person, even though you weren't really excited. You've seen such results. Your story is inspiring to so many, and we appreciate you being on our call this morning.
Yes, and I want to say one more thing. I want to, we didn't know that we'd been praying about my health and our financial situation, because our financial situation was pretty rough. And we did not know that God was going to answer our prayer with one company, with Ariix. It's phenomenal.
Well, we're excited to have you a part of our company, and we know that it has been a blessing for so many, including myself. But guys, what she's talking about, the business side, is building what we call a residual income. Most of us have been trading time for money forever. Even when I owned a manufacturing company, I worked for linear income, because as I did work, I got paid for it. But I had employee problems and all that. So I'm going to get into the company real quick. Forget everything we've talked about as far as a product, other than to understand that they work and they make lives change. The company is very important if you're going to build an income stream. So this was the part that I studied the most. Ariix is a company that is now 8 years old, has 7 owners. It's headquartered out of Salt Lake City, Utah, but we have a footprint around the globe, meaning we have offices around the world. We're shipping to over 40 countries. That's going to expand. When we first started here, Todd and I and several others that are on the call, they were in about 12 countries. And I see, and Aaron and Ginger here, they know that this company is now growing. And they've got teams in Australia and teams all over the world. And because of Zoom, we're able to link into them, because our company knows how to do business worldwide, and these owners know how to do business worldwide. That's what makes a big difference of what made me interested in this company. As much as I could sit here and give you accolades on these guys, the lady in the middle, to me, she's the reason that everything comes together, because Deanna is an expert when it comes to nutritional health and products. And she has assembled a group of an amazing group of people that help build and formulate the products that we offer. Dr. Ray Strand, who'd written multiple books. My favorite is What Your Doctor Doesn't Know About Nutrition That May Be Killing You. I actually read that book. I'm not much of a reader, but that's one of those books I did read. Dr. Ginger, who's actually joined us this morning, we should put her on here, but she does some of these Zooms, but she helps train, but she's also very particular about what she puts in her body. And so these products had to meet a really strict, that's actually the day I probably realized how great these products were, because I was actually privileged enough to be on the call that Deanna and Ginger had about these products. And I listened to things I knew nothing about. And I realized if they had gotten Ginger on board, that was a major deal for us. But here's the thing, and we're going to try to keep this brief. We have certifications that there's a lot more than these, but to understand that we're made in a laboratory that is approved by so many certifications, there's the only way to understand is FDA facility, but we're BSCG approved for athletes. We're actually, several of our products are in the physician's desk reference, all these things about organic and gluten-free. And so if all the little hashtags that people want to know, we have. All that said, I need you to understand the business side, because that's where Chris was. He was all about the business part. Even though I wanted the products to be very important, the products that we're going to talk about today are what we call our Nutrify division and our Slenderize division, the things that have helped some people lose weight. But our company is not just one trick pony show. We have a travel division. We have an essential oil division. We have skincare. We have 2 skincare lines. We have air filtration, water filtration. And our newest brand is the company just merged with us recently. The merger is in process right now, called Limu. And it's energy drinks and some other products as well. But it is a very successful company. It's been around for some time. And guess what? That is our 9th brand. And I will promise you, the 10th brand is on its way. Why is that so important? Because diversification builds a solid business. But the products that we're going to concentrate on today that you've heard these stories is the first one is called MOA, M-O-A. That stands for Mother of All. I thought that was an interesting name, Mother of All. Why is that so interesting to me is that it's 36 superfoods, and you heard them talk about inflammation. You can Google search these products, and you'll find, if you'll do them individually, that they'll tell you that they help with inflammation. But what makes our products so unique is Natrix. It is a patented formulation that gives us a natural preservative. When I try to tell people we do not have a competitor, I honestly mean that. There may be I don't believe there's a competitor on any product we have, but on this one, it's very apparent. There's not anything on the market that has 36 of the world's best superfoods in clinical dosages that has a natural preservative, meaning our product doesn't have to be refrigerated. It comes in 1.5 ounce packages. When they came out with this, I was amazed. I wasn't really excited about the 1.5 ounce packages. It's the best thing ever because I can put it in my briefcase or in my pocket or in my glove box, and take it with me on the road. Merle, Merle's with us. Merle, why don't you just real briefly, he's 74 years old now. Merle is a rodeo guy and had a lot of inflammation problems. You got to do this in less than 60 seconds, Merle. So tell us what happened after you started drinking MOA. Are you there, Merle? He may have lost service. He's out in the country. I'm just going to tell you what happened with Merle. Merle competed in pole bending in Arkansas for many years, and he trains horses for pole bending. But his back had gotten so bad that he just really wasn't competitive any longer. And he'll tell you, in his opinion, that after using MOA for several months, he was able to get some of the inflammation out and actually qualified for the state championships. And he's competing against, I want you to think about this, competing against 20-year-old kids, 22-year-old, 25-year-olds. Certainly there's some older, but he is 74 years old now. And the MOA has made such a huge difference. I always tell you to listen to Merle's story. It's one of the most interesting we have in the company. What else does MOA do besides inflammation? MOA for me helped with energy. I can promise you, energy was something I needed. The green coffee bean extract the green tea makes a difference for you. But there's a lot of other things that it does because my daughter uses it for athletic training. She trains Division I athletes and NFL players. And the bottom line is that they use it for recovery, for workouts. Kristen would not go without her MOA. As a matter of fact, she texted me yesterday, wanted to know if I had an extra box of MOA she could buy. She was running low and she had forgotten to order. She will not go a day without her MOA because she trains so hard and so many athletes. So it's not just for the people like me that are needing to get rid of inflammation or like Susan who's struggling to get around because of what's going on. It's for athletic performance as well, because when you put good things in your body, it doesn't matter what you're doing, it improves your system. But the other thing it does, this is what Richard would tell you, is it helps in fat loss. We could go on and on about the number of people. If you can see Sid on the bottom left there, I've known Sid for years. He doesn't even look like the same person. And Sid's lost over 200 pounds. And the thing is what caused that? There was multiple things that made that happen. I don't want you to think he drank something that's like a tapeworm, he lost 100 pounds. No, he changed some habits and he made some difference in his life. But MOA wasn't one of those things that he uses. So how much does MOA cost? I heard Aaron Decker say this yesterday. I thought it was interesting because he mentioned smart waters. Guys, I've bought bottled waters and Fuji waters and convenience stores trying to buy a better quality water, and I've paid $3 for a bottle of water many times. Matter of fact, sometimes more than that. And I complain about it, but it's just water. And I know water is good for us, but let's think about this. So if you're buying this stuff at wholesale from yourself, you can get this down to where the package of MOA costs you less than $3 a day. If you were to try to put that together yourself, and we actually did the math on this, if you were trying to put this together yourself, you're going to find that it costs you hundreds and hundreds of dollars monthly to put the MOA together in a single. And it's all put in at clinical dosages. That's the part that makes it understandable. The second product that many of us are using, I can promise you, I'm using it today. I never go a day without my first ritual. First thing in the morning is that I drink my MOA. I have a cup of coffee, which I have in my hand now, and I take my Rejuvenex. You can tell I'm excited because Rejuvenex helps me to focus. Even though it's an energy product, it doesn't give me jitters. The L-theanine in it and the green coffee bean extract in combination just gives me about a 6-hour pick-me-up without a drop-off. I love Rejuvenex. Everyone that uses Rejuvenex, many people will talk about it becoming their favorite product, and I will tell you, it's one of mine. Now, the last product that we were talking about in these transformation packs that we're talking about, and this is what we just heard from Bill Goss up in New York, talk about he lost 18.5 pounds in his first 30 days. It's the drops. And these, listen, I knew how to lose weight. I told you my daughter was a trainer. I knew all the things I should be eating. I knew all the things I shouldn't be eating, should be a better word. But it seemed like I never had the, I just didn't have the willpower to do it, or the discipline would be the proper word, I guess. So what does the Slenderized drops do for me? They do a lot of things, and we could get Ginger on here and tell you how they detoxify the body and how they change your blood sugars and how much they do all these things in your body that makes a difference. But for me, it was simple. They gave me the discipline and cut my cravings. It got me in control. And I can assure you, when I'm using them, I stay in control. When I'm not using them, I'm not in control. And that's just the best way to describe it. Now, when you get these drops, it's not a miracle. You're going to get an approved food list, but it's many different foods. It's pretty obvious that you can't put drops under your tongue and eat Snickers bars and lose weight. You can't eat double cheeseburgers with bacon on it. I use this scenario a lot. So what do the drops do for me? I could pull up to the drive-through window of a Wendy's, and I could see they have grilled chicken salads. But somehow when the girl came over the window, it never came out grilled chicken salad. It would be double bacon cheeseburger with extra mayo, and supersize that with fries. What the drops did is make me make better choices. And I know what I'm going to eat. I don't count calories. I just eat from the approved food list. And what has it done for me? I've dropped 85 pounds and been able to keep it off. I could probably still lose another 20 pounds to be good. But here's the thing. I'm eating healthier. I feel great. My body feels good. And I'm just eating from the list. And I learned the habits that make my body function and do better. And those are the hard parts that we all talk about. I don't know if Randall joined us or not. He was with us last night. Any chance Randall Jones was able to get on the call? Randall's a friend of mine from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, school teacher. And Randall is really a unique story. He was in a really bad way. We don't heal, again, as I say, he's still type 2 diabetic. But after making some changes and using these products and a lot of hard work, Randall was able to get off 12 different medications. More importantly, 6 insulin shots a day. Now, as you can tell, Randall has lost a ton of weight. He's got rid of those Reese's cups he talks about. But here's the thing. He'll tell you to himself that it was because of the things that the products did for him to make it better so he could get those disciplines and get the things going. I love Randall's story because he, just hearing his emotion, because he knew he was in a bad place and he was not going to survive if he didn't do something different. So all these products, what are we talking about here? They all come in a simple pack. The one that Richard Tuggle mentioned was called Transformation Pack C, which is actually the same exact one that Susan began on. We have a lot of people that start on that. If you don't need to lose weight, there is a transformation pack called A, which is just healthy body. It has a product in it called Giving Greens, which is a powdered greens product that has been dehydrated, and it is literally 2 pounds of green products in in 2 little scoops. There's also Transformation Pack D. If you're getting on with a family member, you might add some MOA to that and get, a husband and wife. But if you've got you might want to do what Judy and I did. When we started here, we went with an ultimate pack. Both of us wanted to get healthier. Both of us needed to lose weight. So we knew we needed several months for us to really make a change in our lives. Now, obviously, I already told you I was interested in business side. So the ultimate pack was very important to me because it also opened up some commissions that I wanted to be available to me. But those are all options. Those are things you can do at any time. So as we close this, I want you to understand that it's as simple as this. Guys, these products work. They do things that change a person and they change your lives. But more importantly for me is that we're with a company that is growing at a rapid rate. So in these troubling times, as great as these products are, folks, I think right now we have a lot of people who are looking for a way to build another income stream. You may not want to be full-time like some of us are, but you may want another income stream. I hope that this never happens to our country again. But, you know, I don't know that how long it's going to be before we get back to normal. But so many people think it's going to happen quickly. I would love to believe that, but I believe we're months away from getting back to a normal economy and people back to working. So what we offer is a way to work from home and, you know, and build a short income stream. So back to what I said from a business perspective, and that is this: what is the risk versus return? Risk versus return. That is as much of an important factor of anything that you can understand. So what's the risk factor here? Well, your risk is you're going to get healthier. You're going to use some products to make a difference in your life. They have products that work. And the return is, if you decide to, you have a business account. I showed you those packs. They're $370 to become a representative here. It's an additional $25, $30 to become a rep. I mean, that just means you have a wholesale account. The person who asked you to get on here will share with you how to do that. And I'm gonna let Todd Rowland close us up. Todd, do you mind coming back with us and just kind of close us out? He's my old coach friend. We have different backgrounds. Todd was a teacher and a coach from Arkansas. Oddly enough, he would not live in Arkansas now. He lives in Florida. But when I met Todd, he was a high school teacher. And 18 years ago, when we entered this industry, that's the only other company he and I have been with. We were both just looking for the same thing, a way to change our lives financially. So, Todd, would you mind just closing our meeting out?
Man, I'd love to, Chris. You do such a fantastic job, and all your team. I mean, Richard Tuggle over there. I can't stop staring at him there in his cowboy hat and his vest. I got a couple questions for you too, Richard, as I close this out. But you know, guys, we're all in a unique time frame in history, not just in our country, but this is a world event, and it's new to all of us. We're all kind of finding our way. We've all got different opinions. But there's one thing that's certain, and that is life is interrupted, and it's interrupted in a big way. And Chris, I'm not a naive person. I think if the world economy completely falls, then it's going to affect all of us. But I will tell you, for the foreseeable future, in the near term, over the next couple of months, we're in a business that is actually growing, and it's growing for several different reasons. One is we're in an industry of nutrition or products that, you know, if you take care of your body, the one thing that I think maybe the universal feeling about the virus is it seems like the people that are in the most jeopardy from suffering more severe symptoms are people that are less healthy with underlying conditions. And so it's just like I've always heard our doctors say, an ounce of prevention is better than a gallon of cure. It's, you know, it's a great time to be taking quality nutrition, eating right, and getting your system running. That's not a statement that we can cure or treat anything. It's just a statement that the better your body is, the better defenses that it has. And I will tell you that Dr. Strand and Deanna did a call. Dr. Ginger, they're all really big on a couple of products that you didn't mention. That is our vitamin C product, which is called Banali, our CoQ10 product, which is called BioPro-Q, and the MOA, which you did talk about. Those are their three in the Immune Pack. All three of those, it's really good. All three can be bought in combination packs that lower the cost. I actually just put a 3-pack of Anali and a 3-pack of BioPro-Q on my auto ship. Really good thing to do. So it's so we're in a nutrition field that's very attractive. The other thing is we're in a direct to the consumer market. You know, that as I just saw something scroll across the TV screen that up to 5 million people in the restaurant industry are now without work. At the same time, the other scroll says Amazon is hiring 100,000 new employees. So we're in the industry that goes direct to consumer, which is a great place to be. And then the last thing, Chris, you know, you hit this all through the presentation, but we're sitting here right now with a home-based business. And, you know, most of us love people. That's why we get into people business. But, you know, it's okay that we are still around people. We're just doing it through technology now. It's taking a little adjusting for me to keep a butt set in a chair and not in a car going to see people. But I am adjusting and I'm following the rules, and it's been quite enjoyable. So it's a great time to be in a home-based business. And the one thing I will tell you, and this part I can tell you for sure, we will get back to normal someday. Whether it's 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, I don't think anybody knows the time frame. Even the smartest people in the world don't. We just got to let this play out. But I will tell you, when we do get back to normal, Chris, everybody is going to have another mindset. Everybody's going to realize that things they thought were really secure maybe aren't secure at all. And, you know, people that have always traded time for money and maybe waiting on next Friday paycheck to pay last week's bill. I don't say that in a demeaning way because I've been there in my life before when I was coaching high school football. And it is nice to have a little money set aside, and it's even nicer to have a residual paycheck that's already coming again next Friday, not based upon us having to get out in the public and go to work. And Richard, you're the same way. You've been in both. You're in a transaction-based business with your real estate and other things, but you also have a residual income along the side with some storage units and network marketing. What's your take on it, Richard?
Yeah, I see, you know, half our town here is shut down here in Batesville, Arkansas. And I've come to the office every day because my wife has quarantined me at the office instead of home. But that's okay. I've got good internet here, and we're working from the office here online. But the residual income, what you was talking about, Todd, you know, real estate sales for people are just not interested in buying houses. But I tell you what, they're still they still have a place to live, and I've got that residual income from rental property. And I see this as residual income, a better residual income than the rental property, because you don't have to deal with people tearing your house up, going, you know, trying to collect rent. So residual income is where it's at in today's society. Traditional businesses come and go, but residual income is here.
Yeah, well, Mark, let's end with this. I forgot what Mark called it last. He called it MB money, mailbox money.
Mailbox money.
Maybe
MBM. If you want to get your MBM, your mailbox money.
Maybe DD now, direct deposit money. We're moving into the new world, but get you some MBM or some DD, some direct deposit money coming your way.
Yep, that's exactly right. So, guys, as we close here today, and I'm just going to say that there's a lot of information that you've been given in a very short period of time, and that's part of our goal here to keep this to 30 minutes, and we're right on track to do that. Is that get with the person who sent you here. Don't just brush this off without learning what you have your hands on. You can help a lot of people with their health. You can help a lot of people with their finances if they want to. So this is all about what somebody wants and what somebody's trying to accomplish. The good news is we can offer both. So guys, get with the person who brought you. Let them answer your questions. If we can help you in any way, Todd and I are available, Richard's available, all of us on this call, Steve Ginger and Aaron available. There's many people out here willing to help you do what you need to do to get your questions answered. Y'all have a great day, and we'll have this posted pretty soon.
Thanks a lot, folks.